Hey y'all, Trevok here. I just wanted to bring you a very interesting game that I thought would be a little bit cool to talk about. So in this game we ended up having a 4v5. One of our friends was incapacitated to say the least, and he ended up not being able to play the game. So we were like, well, it's a 4v5. But as the game went on, we ended up, spoilers, we ended up winning. Let's talk about that. So, I think one of the biggest factors in our win is their team comp. Let's look at it here. Right off the bat, I think the biggest factor is Jungle Poppy. Uh, as most of us know, Poppy is a really late game focused champion, and if she doesn't get to that late game, she's essentially useless. And through the jungle, she's not going to reach it any faster. Sure, she has the help of Feral Flare, but Feral Flare is not going to revive something that's dead. It's either going to make something better, it's going to make something really good, it's not going to make a really shit champion just back into the jungle like that. Scion still sucks. Alright, so that's one factor. Another factor is Teemo. Teemo doesn't really have any fit into any really team except the split pushing team, but that's all he tries to do. Today, in this game, all he does is split push, and it doesn't really benefit his team whatsoever. Their bottom lane is also an interesting factor. Tristana is also really late game focused, so if she doesn't reach that late game, she's not going to be doing anything much. Whereas we have a Hecarim who can snowball really well, especially against weak early game champions. We have Singed, who's going to like never die ever because he is Singed, except against Teemo. And we have Katarina, who's also known for her snowballing potential. I'm sure we all know that. So we're getting back in. We are just getting back into the game here. Let's make 4x. I had no idea that Twitch had a freaking visual rework, and to be honest, I don't know much about Twitch because he was just never played, and I never really took the time to learn about him. Starting Red because, well, I thought I was gonna get a leash from Bob, but this is when we realized that one of our friends was AFK. So I started with a pretty big deficit on my lane. It's smart to Poppy to go red to blue because I'm not sure how well she would have done if I did invade her. I probably should have, but we were behind and I felt like we wouldn't really benefit from it. So I ended up having to lane against Teemo for a little bit as Hecarim. We all know how fun that is. So we lane a little bit, but Poppy is just too busy farming as it can be seen here. So their bot lane is just constantly getting pushed and they're just benefiting from it. I think right now our Twitch has more than their Tristana by more than twice. Yep, 24 to, well, 14. So, and Poppy's not doing shit about it. This is a really big factor in Feral Flare. Some people just like farm and never gank. And if your lanes lose because you're never ganking, well, let's hope you can carry, but it just puts them in a situation that's bad. Katarina gets a kill on Ziggs. That's going to start her snowball, and it's really going to be a major factor in our win here. Singe is laning against Teemo. I mean, I don't gank a Teemo. Just doesn't really benefit. Grabbing red again. I noticed that bot is pushing up, so I go in, go for the gank. Let's slow down here. Let's go ahead and jump back a couple seconds. All right. So I'm going to start red. And I noticed that bot is pushing up, and I want to gank that after I get red, especially so I could slow down just on the jump and slow down someone after they've been Lulu pixied. So go for the Lulu. Lulu flashes. Tristana jumps away. We get Lulu for sure. Poppy hasn't ganked yet, I think. And when she does gank, she ganks the worst lane to gank. So go for blue. Katarina doesn't need it, and Katarina's bot anyway. Katarina roams, using her snowball to a good use by just roaming to other lanes. I noticed that my friend here is having some trouble with the Teemo, so that's rough. I decided to look at I decided to invade their jungle, see if there's anything up there. Maybe I can catch Poppy off guard. Nope. Notice some farm mid on Hecarim. I want that farm. Singe dies to Teemo, but it's not that big of a deal. Singe it's not going to stop anything. Sure, we might lose a tower, but Singe will still be Singed, and Teemo will still be Teemo. Our friend here is still incapacitated, unable to play. I'm wondering if we could get something here, like if they jump in, but they realize that our mid laners here, they're not going to do anything too stupid. We might be able to gank a Poppy gank. I mean, we might be able to bait a Poppy gank. Let's find out. They just take a turret, we just engage on them. Poppy runs in, tries to get at least one kill. Let's see if she manages. Oh, she does, but she dies for it. Still worth on our side. We got the tower, we got their bot lane. Oh, nope. The satchel charge is real. Still worth for us. We got a tower and we got their bot lane still in the jungler versus our one. Whatever. Yeah, I decided not to dive him because I don't have any armor at this point, because I know that we need some damage. And Singe is going to be our main tank. Singe versus Teemo is just like just leave it alone type of lane, unless Singe knows they can get a really good grab with like an ultimate and ghost or something, but our Singe did not have ghost. Friends are trying to roam here, try to grab another tower. I think he decides to go back because he notices that bottom lane is pushing. My red's back up, so let's go grab that. So we can slow down people while we ram them with our horn. With our majestically colored horn. Yeah, I'm like two, 3 levels ahead of their bot lane, to put into an example. Like, we're just demolishing. That's a Fed Hecarim, ladies and gentlemen. Dives you, doesn't give a shit. So, we start to get bot off here. I noticed an interesting glitch. Or, me and my friend saw this, and it kind of blew our minds. Poppy, for us, went through here. Like, just like wall hack through it. It kind of blew our minds at the time. And I guess we were too distracted. Another factor in our win here, in our 4v5 win, is the use of bush, and the fact that they didn't award helped that out. So sometimes we would just wait for a bush and wait for someone to walk in or like demolish them. Can't go through here because there's a myriad of mushrooms. I can't see it, but I just assumed there were because it's a goddamn Teemo. That's interesting. I thought this was warded, but apparently not. He just knew not to go too far in. Damn it. Mid's missing. He's grabbing blue. From over here? No. Alright, so. This is dumb. Killing Singed will not stop Singed from becoming a tank. Genki for Teemo, and that Teemo doesn't roam whatsoever, doesn't do shit. So even if Poppy gets the kill on Singed here, it's not going to really change anything. Top lane is still going to be pushed, and sure they get some gold from it. Maybe they're trying to cheese him in order to get them back into the game, but they're still Teemo and Poppy. Poppy is going to need a lot more for her to scale into late game, which we already are getting there more than her by miles, and Teemo is still going to be Teemo. So if they even waste anything on this, like flash, like that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So, and since we know that their jungler is top, we decided to grab Dragon for free. Our ADC is farming a little bit more than twice their CS, or nearly. This is warded, so I just pack it back out, farm a little bit. Oh, yeah, I help, my friend asked me to help him push this lane, and he wanted some protection. So, I come to him, I don't know if they think I'm still here, maybe they think I backed, so I decided to sit in this bush, and if they engage, then we can jump on them, especially with Katarina nearby. Katarina might just not give a shit and just dive him anyway. Now that, yep, there it is. The greed is real, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, my friend almost died to this, so I just decided to smite it for him to protect him. That's exactly what we're talking about. Just waited at a bush and nearest opportunity, we just wrecked them. Katarina, Hecarim, no chance. So we were able to get 2 kills there, and just all of it for us, and a good amount of turret damage, I believe. Twitch ganks Teemo, using that invisibility versus an invisible rat. Our invisible rat is better. I came across Sigs doing nothing, and then I just killed him. Because I am Hecarim, who is 4-0, and he is Ziggs, who is 0-5. Well, 0-4 when I met him. Plus, I have nearly the same amount of farm as him. Poppy's still ganking top. We're pushing mid. We don't care. Singe is still going to be tanking, as I've said before, and just nets us a free tower. Alright. Grabbing blue. Katarina doesn't need it. Hecarim does. Alright. Giving blue to Ziggs because he might be like their only shot for like some poke damage, but he's really behind. We gank Teemo again because we all hate Teemo. God damn it. None of us have a red trinket, so that's probably a factor of why this game ended up being so long. Poppy's still ganking Singed, even wastes her ult for it. Walks into a shroom because Teemo. They're farming together, which is actually not a bad idea. We're really strong, so we honestly should like be a little bit more aggressive here, but I guess we didn't want to push anything. We didn't want our lead. If we lose our lead on a 4v5, we're screwed. Katarina does some massive damage on. If Singe decided to just continue here, then he would have just died. And he knew that, that's why he satchel charged. I thought my team wanted to engage here, which is why I like stayed behind, and it ended up being I think it ended up being a little bit even, but definitely not in our favor. So he can't escape, he knows that, but they just let him walk off. I don't know how, but they did. They just let him go free after staying in that bush when 4 people were right here. Just don't ask me. Yeah. That was my first death. It was kind of dumb, but hey. Gank top because Teemo pushed in and freaking hate Teemo. Let's see. Twitch with red is really strong. There's no denying that, so I just let him get it to him, especially since he's farmed really well. Decided to take her raids because I felt like it. He just red trinketed my ward, so we just kind of canceled out there. I realized I'm straying a little bit too far in without many wards, so I decided to just peace out. Alright, dragon's up. Let's grab that. They're too busy doing fuck all else. Still a 4v5 up to this point, and look at the kills and gold. But we don't want to lose any lead. We decide to take this opportunity of Ziggs pushing mid to kill him. We try to chase Lulu, but it's Lulu. Poppy tries to gank Katarina, and let's see if it works out. Blows a flash. I think I intercept. Nope. They just back out because they're near. Me and Twitch are near. We're able to push bot. Poppy tries to go really ham for Twitch, but ends up blowing her flash and ult for it. Twitch is still really aggressive here, and it's a little bit worrisome. But with a Katarina nearby, and they're pretty low in health, and it doesn't really matter. I decided to go back and gank a Teemo because, goddamn it, I hate Teemo. Just at least give him some pressure off, especially since he was probably going to kill Singed anyway. So if he just like continued to push during and hit tower, that wouldn't have been good. And plus I just saw the opportunity. I'm Hecarim with home guards. So I just ran. I ran so far away. Let's see. Not really doing anything at the moment. Their blue's not up, but dragon is not anywhere up either. I think I mistimed the dragon here. Whatever. Hey, so let's pushing. I'm pushing bot while they're farming mid. They're finally like starting to group up, but wait, what the hell had just happened here? Okay, okay. All right, so while that's happening mid, they're not really doing much about it. We decide to push. Nader gets caught. Our Twitch gets caught. Can't do much about that, so I just decide to peace out. I am Hecarim. Notice the Twitch is nearby. Timo's laughing, but he won't be for long. And just pop Ghost to make sure I get away. Don't want to lose too much of a lead from that. That's warded. I know it's warded. I decided to laugh too. He's not gonna joke around. Timo needs to win this game, or else he'll continue to stay in the friend zone of level 100. No, this is all a normal game. And when he was trying to kill me, and after he knew it was a 4v5. Whatever. Or at least in the early game. Right now, I kind of understand if they would poke because they're so behind. Lulu uses their ultimate, and I think we are aware of this, so we could decide to use it against them. Nope. Yeah. Flash Ignite! Too strong. And our Katarina gets caught out too. We need to like not do this, or else we will just lose the game and lose our lead. It's becoming worrisome. So I continue to farm because I'm Hecarim. I'm selfish. They get Baron. Uh-oh. Yeah, our mid laner decided to peace out, and they get Baron. So that's a little bit worrisome for us. Since there was only like 3 people on the map, but 5 of them were at Baron, I decided to grab a dragon for us. Dragon, if I remember correctly, has gotten the buff where later into the game he gives more gold, and while Baron's beneficial and all, it doesn't really matter. Lulu sees me trying to take their blue, ends up not mattering. I just peace out as soon as I take it. So I got their blue now, which means I can give a blue to whoever else, and they might find it more beneficial. They're starting to group up. They're trying to use their numbers advantage against us. We'll see if it plays out for them, even though I've already spoiled it. They're checking Dragon, which I already took a while back. Twitch is trying to get caught here. Ziggs uses his ultimate, but me and Katarina are dancing with Poppy and Lulu. We're afraid to go in because they have goddamn Baron. Or at least I am. Karafa doesn't really care. Katarina. Trishana jumps in here, and I just decide to ult out from here. They're chasing a Katarina. Singe walks in. Singe is too tanky to kill with that low health, or if they had stronger CC, but they have, or at least CC used correctly on Singe. Damn. I know Timo's trying to take my blue because he's AFK from top, and I decided to punish him for it. He tries to kill me. He fails. Alright, love that skin. Twitch is continuing to farm really well, actually. So even though he's like 3 and 4, he still has a ridiculous amount of farm and a decent amount of items from it. I know their Baron just ran out, and we want to push our advantage against them, so we're getting hyper aggressive at this point. I'm willing to just jump in and use my ult if I feel like everyone else can follow behind me. Poppy goes in, separates, and Tristana joins in too, but it is Tristana. I ult, and I continue to ult, and I use my Randuins. They're going... Ziggs jumps in, and he dies for it. Don't think I can kill Lulu, but I'm more focused on getting the inhibitor, and I just solo it. I use the Sheen active, which is procced by my Q, to auto attack for the inhibitor for more damage, because the Trinity Force Sheen passive, Spellblade. So I'm able to solo that inhibitor. That puts us ahead in our advantage. And we instead, I guess, decide to farm. Or at least just push out our lanes while we get regrouped. I haven't started telling my team yet to start picking up wards because I don't think we realize how much of a disservice they done. I guess I missed time Dragon again. This game was really late. But Dragon spawns and I don't think they're going to be too busy contesting it, so I just grab it. Twitch unfortunately gets caught mid and dies for it. Again, if we keep doing this, we are going to lose. And since we all know that they're going to be pushing, I decided to go to base, and I have home guards. I decided to try to kill a Teemo, but wasn't able to reach it. Jump on a shroom instead. Baron spawns and they get it once again, but we do know that they're not exactly using it to their best advantage, but it still prolongs the game. But then again, so does Tristana, Teemo, and Poppy. And it's a 4v5, we can't exactly allow that to happen. Dun, 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 dun. So it's getting to the point where, like, if somebody dies on their team or gets caught out, it's gonna be bad news. Alright, we ended up staying in the bush. We get a Lulu for it because they weren't expecting me to stay into the bush, and Katarina's damage is out of this world. I E in and charge. Tristana jumps and doesn't back off, realizing how quick we can be. And we just got 3 people from that. So we decided to use it to our advantage. Poppy did something really, really smart here. And it kind of blew my mind when it happened. So, let's see it. Teemo puts a shroom right here. And I'm just like, I'll just avoid it. And Poppy puts me so that the shroom activates and the tower hits. Like, I was just like, kudos to that, because that was just smart. But we still end up getting the tower. Our mid laner dies for it. But hopefully, I don't remember if he gets it here, but it is Twitch, and Twitch has fast tower taking capabilities. Especially when they're too busy dealing with a, well, not a fed Singe, but a Singe. He's going to be really tanky, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Alright, let's move on. Let's see, what are we doing here? Our support is still AFK. I decided to push in. So we're farming a little bit. They're deciding to use their Barons like farm, so we just use that to our advantage and just farm too. Especially since we're ahead, it doesn't really matter. But the later the game gets, the less like how far they're behind matters. Because if they have items, it doesn't matter if they're 0-15. They still have like 6 items. So, yeah, this is where I tell my team to start picking up red trinkets because they're really putting us behind. Let's go ahead and jump back a little bit and slow it down. Let's see what happens mid. What the heck? Oh, okay. Alright, there we go. So, we're all sitting here expecting expecting someone to walk in, or maybe we can gank the shit out of something. Hecarim with Hecarim's too fast. I ult for the Teemo. They're behind. They lose 1 Baron. Ziggs jumps in and dies to Katarina. 2 Barons down. It's late into the game. They're both very weak. Twitch uses his. No, he doesn't. Twitch still has decent power pushing capabilities and uses in our advantage, pushing out towers. Twitch lowers down. Twitch gets some hits in. Katarina jumps in for the kill. Poppy tries to get a kill here to prevent some pushing, but it doesn't help and gets her killed anyway. And dun dun dun. We end up winning the 4v5. Go team. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed, hope it was informative, hope you learned something new, and until next time.